Hi everybody, I'm Shruti from the Exchange Reporter Plus team of ManageEngine. Thank you very much for taking the time to attend today's workshop. It means a lot to us here at ManageEngine. Before we begin, let's do away with the usual information. If you have any questions, please do ask us. You can ask your questions through the chat box that you see on your screen. We will definitely answer them immediately, and if we are not able to do so, we will answer them after the end of the session. Right. In the last 4 workshops in this workshop series, we saw how you can use this product to report on every corner of mailboxes in your organization. We saw how you can audit the mailbox permissions, how you can track changes to the properties of mailboxes, and track changes to Exchange databases. We also saw how you can monitor an entire Exchange environment using the monitoring reports of Exchange Reporter Plus. Finally, we saw how you can get detailed reports on OWA, ActiveSync, and email traffic using this product. Now, let's see what's in store for today's workshop. This session will be about how you can use Exchange Reporter Plus to report on distribution lists and your message content, room mailboxes, Office 365, and your public folders. Without further ado, let's look at all the tasks that we will be performing today so that you get an idea of what you can expect from this workshop. By the end of this session, you will be able to do the following tasks very easily using this product. You will be able to find all the inactive distribution lists in your organization. You will know how to search all your messages with keywords. Like if you want to find out messages which have a particular keyword in their subject line, you could easily do so using some of the reports present here. So you can find reports based on keywords present in the body of the messages, or you can find out messages based on the attachment type and the file size of the attachment. You will also be able to track the usage of room mailboxes in your organization. In Office 365, you will be able to check the mailbox sizes very easily. You will also learn about the Office 365 Active Sync reports of Exchange Reporter Plus. And finally, you will easily be able to track the size of public folders and the permissions on public folders using certain reports of this product. Before you hear about each task in detail, let's take a look at the product screen. Throughout this session, I will be using this lab setup, which is admp.cloudapp.net:, the port number which is 8181. You can also use this URL to log into the product. You can explore the product at your own pace if you wish to do so. I will also send you the link over chat so that you can also log in. The credentials to log in, which will actually be filled in automatically, are admin as both the username and the password. And just in case, I will send these credentials to you over chat too. I will now log into the product, and if you guys are also logging in, you could do so now. I'll give you a minute for that. As we saw in the previous 4 workshops, there are 3 main functionalities of Exchange Reporter Plus. They are the reporting, auditing, and monitoring. We have seen all of these extensively in the past workshops. And today, all the tasks that we will be performing will be present in the Reports tab. So let us look at the first task for the day. You are going to look at how you can use this product to find all the inactive distribution lists. Active Directory mailing lists are a very easy way to send messages to a large set of people, right? And you could do so in a single shot. And there are many reports available in this product that give you information about distribution lists in your organization. It shows you the distribution lists along with their members. It helps you track the traffic in distribution lists, and you can identify all the inactive distribution lists, which is the task that we are going to perform today. But first, let's see why we need to find inactive distribution lists. There will obviously be a large number of mailing lists in your organization. But do you know which ones are being in use and which ones are not being in use? There could be so many dead distribution lists in your organization. And while you may delete the email accounts for people who leave your organization, you may not have deleted their distribution lists. So they just start piling one after the other, and now you want to get rid of these distribution lists. And to show that you are deleting only the inactive ones, you need proof. You need documentation that says, look at this. These are the inactive lists that I'm getting rid of. That way, deleting them is going to be plain sailing for you. To ensure that all of this happens smoothly, you can use the inactive distribution lists report of Exchange Reporter Plus. I will show you how to find this report in this product. So it can be found in the Reports tab of Exchange Reporter Plus. The category that the report falls under is the distribution list category. And once you click on it, you can see the inactive distribution lists report. So as you can see in this report, you can see the name of the distribution group, you can see the group type, the scope of the distribution group. For example, here we have the universal and global group scopes. You can see the total members present in this distribution group. You can see the email. You can see when the last mail was received on, and you can see when the group was created. In case you want to see the number of members in each of these groups, you have these links here under the total members column. All you have to do is click on it and it will show you the members present in that distribution group. It is nothing but the distribution list members report of this product. So it shows you the 3 members who are present in the distribution group that you clicked on just now. And you can see the email of these members and you can see the type here. As always, there are 3 functions that you can perform in every report of Exchange Reporter Plus. The first is that you can add this report as your favorite. This is you just bookmarking the report. All you have to do is click on the Add To button, select the category. So enter in the category here. I'm just going to call it distribution lists. Right. And the name of the report, which is distribution list members in the case of the report that we're viewing just now. So click on Save and you can see that this report has been bookmarked. And you can see that by looking at the star button here. Initially, it said Add To in there and now it's been starred. It's a bookmarked report from now on. So when you want to look at this report, you don't have to go and search for this report. All you have to do is look at the My Reports drop down option here and it will show you this report, distribution list members. And all you have to do is click on this report and you can view the report very easily. The next thing that you can perform on this report is you can export it to a destination folder. And you can also choose the format in which you want it to be exported. So you can have it in the CSV format, the PDF format, XLS and HTML. You could also print out the report for your viewing later on. This is how, using the distribution lists which are inactive, the inactive distribution list report, you can easily trace out the lists that have been inactive in terms of email transactions for a specified period of time. Let us now look at the next task for today. It is search messages based on keywords present in the messages. There are many situations where you may need to identify all the messages in your organization that have a particular keyword in some part of the message. This could be part of legal reasons, or you could have an internal audit or investigation to find all messages with one specific keyword. There could also be certain spam emails that you want to get rid of. In order to keep away any of these threats that come through emails, you could use this report, or you could also locate messages based on specific keywords using the mailbox content reports of Exchange Reporter Plus. There are a whole host of reports present under the mailbox content reports category. Let me show you how you can access this. So under the reports tab, there are several categories present. The reports that we are looking for can be found under the mailboxes category. And these are the mailbox content reports that we are looking for. If you take the folder message count and size report, it gives you data on the number of messages and the used space in every Exchange mailbox in your organization. And it does so one mailbox at a time. This gives you preliminary information that assists further troubleshooting for you in your Exchange environment. If you take the messages by subject keyword report, you can isolate spam emails using it. For example, if you want to separate all messages that have a particular keyword, such as say lottery or marketing in their subject lines, you can use this report. And just like this report, there is another report called the messages by body keywords report. And this is also like the messages by subject keyword report, but here the search is based on the body of the messages. You can search based on a particular keyword which is present in the body of the email messages. There are also 3 reports specific to attachments in email messages. And these are the attachments by file size, attachments by file extension keyword, and the attachments by file name keyword. It is very important to scan attachments too, because malicious attachments could easily get through to your computer, and it can go on to the extent of devastating your entire network. So if you look at the attachments by file name keyword report, here what you can do is this. If you know the file name of your malicious file, you can use this report to isolate such files and necessary action can be taken. Any threat to your Exchange infrastructure that comes in the form of emails can be avoided using these reports. Another report is the attachments by file extension keyword. And why do you use this report? When you are isolating installation files that could be possible carriers of malicious software, these could be exe files, or you could be trying to locate media files that take up a lot of space in your mailbox servers, such as your MP3 and AVI files. And for all these reasons, you can use this report. And when you want to pinpoint files that may be consuming space on your mailbox servers, you can use the attachments by file size report. Other than this, there are 2 other reports, that is the message count and size summary report, with which you get a summary overview of the count, that is the number of messages and the size of messages in your organization. In the case of unread emails, you can use the unread mails report. There are 4 reports that we are going to look at in detail right now. The first report is the messages by subject keyword report. As I already said, this report is for locating messages that have a particular keyword in their subject lines. This report shows you the name of the mailbox, the name of the folder which contains this particular message. You can see the subject of the message. You can see who sent the message and who received the message. You can see when they received the message, the size of the message, and if an attachment is included, you can see the name of the attachment and the size of the attachment. This is how you can easily get information about all the messages that have a specific keyword in their subject line. The next report that we are going to look at is the messages by body keyword report, as you can see on the left hand side. So click on this report. As in the previous report, this report also shows you the name of the mailbox, the name of the folder which contains the message, message subject, who sent and who received the message, when this transaction happened, the size of the message, and other details about the attachments in the message. The next report is the attachment by file extension keyword report. So let's take a particular row in this report for me to explain what information that you get using this report. So you can see that the name of the mailbox, in the mailbox called arun.t, in the folder name which was inbox, a message was received. The subject of this message was forward mail for workshop. Who sent this message? It was Merida. And you can see who received the message, which is obviously arun.t. You can see that the message was sent on, that is, it was received on October 4th, 2016 at 12:14 p.m. You can see the size of the message, you can see the name of the attachment, and you can see the size of the attachment. It is as simple as that. And speaking about size of attachment, you can also locate messages based on the size of attachment files. And that is the report that we are going to look at next. It is called the Attachments by File Size report. And this report shows you the name of the mailbox, the folder name, the message subject, the message originator, that is the person who sent the message, the person who received the message, when they received the message, the size of the message, and details about the attachment, such as the name of the attachment, the size of the attachment, what extension was present, and the size of the attachment in MB again. And here you have it in KB. So this is how you can easily isolate messages based on the content of the messages using the mailbox content reports of this product. And I know what you're thinking now. This is for all the mailboxes. How about when you want to locate messages only for specific mailboxes? Well, we have a functionality for that too. All you have to do is click on the Create Report button. And using this, you can create a new report for one of these content reports which searches messages only in particular important mailboxes that you want to keep track of. So let's say I want to keep track of a set of 5 mailboxes based on the messages present in those mailboxes with a particular keyword in the subject line of the message. I'll give this report a name. Let's call it message by subject keyword, and since this is for specific mailboxes, I'm going to call it specific. You can obviously think of a name more creative than that. Let's select the report type right now. Since this is about searching the messages, it comes under the mail search report category under mailbox content reports. So let's select that. And select the top 5, the particular mailboxes that you want this report to be run for by clicking on the plus button. And select any 5 mailboxes. I'm going to select, say, done. Okay, so these are the 5 mailboxes for which the message content is going to be tracked. Let's click on OK now. And you can select the gathering interval for this report. The options available are run immediately, daily, weekly, and monthly. I'm going to leave it at the default option, which is run immediately. And a filter shows up when you select the mail search reports category under the report type. And using this, you can select the date range. And these are the options available: last week, last 7 days, the last month, the last 30 days, and all. Once again, I'm going to leave it at the default option. You can also select the folders under these 5 mailboxes for which you want to track the mailbox content. All the folders are present here, such as your inbox, your sent items, deleted items, and so on. Let's leave it at all folders. So this is where the real work comes in. You want to track the messages in these 5 mailboxes based on a keyword present in their subject. So that is how you select it here. Here there is an option called keyword, and these are the 4 reports which come under email search. So you can isolate messages based on keywords present in the subject, the body, the file name, or the file extension for the attachments. Since we are doing this for the subject, let's select message subject. So now what I want to do is I want to isolate spam emails which these 5 people could be receiving. And what do spam emails usually have in their subject line? It could be something like lottery. So let's enter that as a keyword now. If you want to enter in another keyword, you should separate it by a semicolon. So I'll enter in a semicolon. It could be a subject with a word such as marketing. So let's enter in marketing now. So like this, you could enter in a lot of keywords in here so that you can locate messages based on these words present in their subject lines. And now, if you click on create, it will search all the messages present under these 5 mailboxes in all of their folders, not just any particular folder. It will search them based on whether the words lottery or the word marketing is present in the subject line of these messages. So let's click on create. And this report will be generated. So you can see the report that we created here. It is called the message by subject keyword specific. And this report can be found under the custom reports category. So when you want to access this report that you created just now, you should just click on custom reports, look under mailbox content reports, and the report will be present here. And this is how you easily track the content present under certain important mailboxes in your organization. Let's look at the next task for today. This is another important task that we have all performed at some time or the other. It is a task where we track the usage of room mailboxes in our organization. I'm going to give you a scenario now. It is something that we have all gone through. You get an email one day and you are told that you have a team meeting in the evening at a particular time. The venue, that is the room that you will be using for the meeting, is also given in this email. So the time comes when you have the meeting, you go to the meeting right on time and you open the door to the conference room and a bunch of people turn around. What do you think is the twist in this tale? None of these people are people that you actually know. And you slowly back out saying sorry to all these people. And now what? You and the rest of your teammates run around looking for another empty room. This goes on for a while until one lucky winner finds you a room where you can finally have your meeting in. I can sense that you are smiling. This has happened to you before, hasn't it? This is especially common if you are from a large organization. With growing business comes more meetings and the need for meeting rooms. But sometimes locations are unavailable and other times meetings just go on forever. And so it gets difficult to schedule and conduct meetings in physical locations. Exchange Room Mailbox reports in this product shows a detailed report on your organization's physical meeting rooms. The administrator simply has to create a room mailbox for each of these meeting rooms. Then the users can add the desired room mailbox to to the meeting request. This makes blocking a meeting room very easy for your users. And how about when you want to see the room usage and the status of room mailboxes in your organization? You can do so using the room mailbox usage report of Exchange Reporter Plus. This report can be found under the room mailbox reports category, and it is called the room mailbox usage report, as I said earlier. So this report shows you the name of the room, the number of meetings in this room, the free hours for the room, and the tentative hours and the busy hours. And these three entities can also be seen in percentage in the next three columns. That is percentage in relation to the total number of hours. You can see the average number of required attendees and also the average number of optional attendees. And if this weren't enough, the top 10 room mailboxes based on use of the room mailbox can also be seen here in graphical format. So you can quickly take a look at the graph and find out which room is free, which is busy, and which is tentative, where the meeting request hasn't been accepted yet, or so on. And when you want to do this, only for specific room mailboxes. When there are a lot of rooms in your organization, obviously when it is a large organization, this is a situation that is going to happen. In such a case, you would want to select only certain room mailboxes for which you want to track the usage. As I said in the previous task, here too you can customize the report. You can create a new report for room mailbox usage, only for specific room mailboxes. Let's give it a report name. So I'm going to call it room mailbox usage specific again. The report type is already selected here. It is room mailbox usage reports. By clicking on this plus button, you can also select the particular room mailboxes for which you want to track usage. So let's select maybe 3 mailboxes from here. Let's select conference, meeting, and storage. Click on OK. And you can also select the date range. You could customize it from a particular date, to a particular date. Or there are other options available such as last week, the last 7 days, the last month, and the last 30 days. I'm going to select the last 30 days. You can also select the gathering interval when you want data gathering to happen. Do you want it daily? Do you want it weekly? Or do you want it monthly? Or do you want it to run immediately? Obviously, your answer would be run immediately. So that's there. And this is what this report does. It tracks the room mailbox usage for these 3 room mailboxes, conference, meeting, and storage. And it does it for the last 30 days, and the gathering interval is immediate. Let's click on create. So this is how you can use this product to track particular room mailboxes in your organization based on the usage. So you can see that the report is present here, room mailbox usage specific. And this is how you can easily check on the duration of meetings and avoid delays to the meetings and so on. Let us look at the next task for the day, Office 365 mailbox size report. Because Microsoft Office 365 has evolved very well, Exchange Reporter Plus has integrated with your O365 mailboxes with the Exchange server. With O365, users can now easily get access to their mailboxes on the go. But as this access window widens, managing the O365 mailbox activities falls on our shoulders. Managing these mailboxes isn't necessarily a tedious job, I know that. However, it requires frequent visits to ensure efficient capacity planning. And to analyze mailbox size related details, you can use this reporting software. With this report, you don't have to spend time and effort querying scripts on PowerShell. You don't have to run native AD tools anymore. Exchange Reporter Plus gives you a nice synchronization between your Active Directory and Exchange server. So all you have to do is click on the report and wait for data to be generated. This report can be found under the Office 365 category, as you can see on the top bar that is present in the product screen. Let's click on Office 365. The report that we are looking for is called the Mailbox Size Report. And this report gives you very straightforward information. You can see the name of the mailbox, you can see the size of the mailbox, the number of items present in the mailbox, and the email address. And if this weren't enough, it is also present in graphical format. The top 10 mailboxes can be seen in graphical format at the top of the report. By looking at this report, you get a clear picture about the size of mailboxes. If any mailboxes are becoming abnormally large, you will know. Also, you can see how the mailboxes are sized, and you can plan for necessary archiving and backup measures for these mailboxes. Now that we've seen how you can track mailbox sizes using Exchange Reporter Plus, we are going to look at how you can get information about active sync enabled devices for Office 365 using this product. You have to agree that it is pretty tiresome to manage the large number of mobile devices associated with your organization. Policies such as bring your own device have encouraged our employees to use their own personal smartphones to ensure online availability. And now, with the introduction of Office 365, the usage of smart devices has increased even further. Because of this, there are so many PowerShell scripts, so many CSV files and Excel spreadsheets that we should look at in order to be able to manage each device configured with Office 365. It is to avoid this work that Exchange Reporter Plus has the Office 365 Active Sync reports. You no longer have to look among the maze of users, O365 mailboxes, and related policies. This reporting tool maps smartphones with their corresponding mailboxes and policies and then returns a comprehensive set of reports that provide complete information about these mobile devices. This report can all the reports that we're looking for can also be found under Office 365. It is called the Office 365 Active Sync reports, and there are 4 reports that we are going to look at now. The first report is the Active Sync Device Details report. With this report, you can track specific devices in the case of security threats or security breaches. So you can see the name of the device, the type of the device, when the first sync happened, the username, the IMEI number of the device. You can see the OS of the device, when the last successful sync was, and when the last sync was attempted using this device. Another report present is the Device Policy Application Status report. Using this report, you can see the name of the device, you can see the user who is using this device, you can see the applied policy, the policy which was applied on this mobile device. You can see the extent of the policy applied, whether it was applied in full or if it was applied in part. And you can see when the policy was last updated, the time at which the policy was last updated. When you want to see all the mobile users based on client, you can use the mobile users by clients report. This report is also pretty straightforward. It quickly shows you the name of the device, the username, the type of client such as EAS or MOWA, the client version, the access state, and the reason for this access state being assigned. So devices in your organization may go inactive after a certain duration. This is configured by your administrator. However, due to reasons such as space and security, it is important to get details of those devices that have turned stale so that you can eliminate or reinstate them. In order to track these inactive devices, you can use the Inactive Active Sync Devices report of Exchange Reporter Plus. In the case of any report which takes an inactive period into account, Exchange Reporter Plus assigns 35 days as the default period. You could also modify this inactive period by clicking here, entering in a date and clicking on Go. So you can see the name of the device which has been inactive, the name of the user who uses this device. You can see when the last successful sync was and when the last sync was attempted using this device. So this is how you can easily get information about active sync devices in the O365 environment using this product. Let us now look at the last topic for the day. We are going to see how you can track the public folder size and track public folder permissions using this product. Public folders are a boon to Microsoft Exchange servers. This is something that we all agree on. They help you save server space, and they also function within the quota limit by storing files that need to be universally accessed in a universally accessible location. This helps in decreasing the count of files in every user's mailbox. Every user in the network can get permission to access the public folder. So, it is necessary to keep a check on everything related to these public folders. There are two main things that we are going to look at. They are the size of the public folders and the permissions assigned on public folders. When will you wish to track public folder size? When you'd like some space optimization. For example, if one of the public folders shows an unusual or an abnormal increase in size, it is a sign that a large amount of junk mail is present, or a media file could be existing in the folder. If you came to know of this in an easier manner, you can take all the necessary steps to free up this unwanted space occupied, and you can make space for useful data instead. And what about permissions assigned on public folders? You need to keep track of the permissions assigned on public folders. This is important for security and for compliance in an Exchange environment. In order to view the entire list of administrative permissions and the client permissions for public folders, there are two reports that you can use. Let us now take a look at all three of these reports, namely the public folder size report, the public folder administrative permissions, and the report for client permissions on public folders. All three reports can be found under the public folders category of the reports tab. The first report is present under the general reports and it is called the public folder size. This report shows you the name of the public folder. You can see the path to this public folder. You can see the number of messages present in this folder and the size of the public folder in GB. And if this weren't enough, the top 10 public folders based on their size is also shown in graphical format at the top of the report. There are two more reports that we are going to look at. They are the permission reports. The first report is the public folder administrative permissions report. And using this report, you can see the user or the group who has access to this public folder, and you can see the access rights that this user or group has over the public folder, the kind of administrative permissions that this user has. If you click on the More button for each of these access rights, you can see detailed information about it. You can see information about the allow permission, whether it is true or false, and you can see if this permission was inherited or if it was explicit. Sometimes the access right may have been inherited and you would not have kept track of it. You may want to remove this permission from this particular user or group. So you could easily use this report to keep track of that and remove the permission where it needs to be removed. In the case of client permissions, you can use the public folder client permissions report. Just like in the previous report, this report also shows you the user who has access over this public folder, and you can see the kind of access rights that this user has over the public folder. So this is how you can track the three main important things that we all look for in public folders. This is how you can track the size of the public folder, and you can track the administrative and the client permissions that have been assigned on these public folders. That's it for today's workshop. Let's quickly review what we looked at in today's workshop. We saw how you can identify the inactive distribution lists in your organization. We saw how you can isolate or pinpoint the messages with particular keywords present in certain areas of the message, such as the subject line or the body of the message, or even based on the type of the attachment, the extension of the attachment, and so on. We saw how you can track the usage of room mailboxes in your organization. We saw how you can view the sizes of Office 365 mailboxes. We saw how you can get a complete set of information about the mobile devices, the active sync enabled devices in your O365 environment. And finally, we saw how you can check the sizes of public folders and also track the administrative and client permissions assigned to certain public folders in your organization. I would like to thank you guys for being such a great audience. Thank you so much once again for attending this workshop. Also, once this session ends, you will receive a feedback form. It would mean a lot to us if you could fill it for us. It would help us if you could tell us how you felt this workshop was. And it would be great if you could also offer suggestions on how we can improve this experience for future attendees such as yourself. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day today.